let's jam.
There we go. Go on, get it started. What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back, goddammit, to another edition of Tell Me a Joke, the guideline of chasing the dream. I'm your host, the Maniacal Menace, Kyle Smith. Say the whole thing like a pimp named Slickback. And today, I got the ever energetic, the Mr. Go-Getter himself, the always adaptable, that fellow.
Hey, what's good?
What's good,
Menace, man? It's good to see you, man.
Good to see you, dude. I'm glad we got to make it out here. You come from way out yonder.
Way out yonder, man.
Oh my goodness.
Way out yonder. So coming into the city, I gotta call it coming into the city because I'm leaving a small town to get up here. So.
Yeah, yes you are. Yes you are. I see the distances you travel just to go do what you do.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And what you do is amazing. You amaze me every time I see you.
I appreciate it, man. I try.
How long have you been at that for? How long is it? So your thing is poetry?
Actual performing?
Yes.
So actual performing, man, since 2019.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I've been writing since I was like 14 or 15.
Yeah.
But 2019, actually back up, not since 2019. I've been doing that since 2014, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
2019 is when I got hooked up with Black Snow and everybody in the Houston poetry community. Before then, you know, I was going to like Imprint Houston, trying to find open mics around there and stuff like that, around that area to go to. They advertise a little bit more. I think Seven had some stuff at that time, but unfortunately I wasn't able to make it out there.
Yeah. But
I did a few things and then found my way into the underground Houston poetry community, I guess.
So,
I don't even know
if it's wild how things are categorized out here.
Right.
It is crazy.
And I probably shouldn't even categorize it like that, but I don't even know if we underground. We're trying to.
It's very you see it, the uprising, but it's like when I the show that you invited me to that you were featured on.
Right.
You had books and everything. You had a whole banner. And I was like, oh, this nigga is getting it. Okay. Yeah. I came out to that show and I was like, oh wait, why have I not heard of this? Like, what is? This place is the vibe and just the culture of it.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah. Why is this not on my radar?
You know what? A lot of the other I was about to say factions. I don't want to call them factions. All the other groups, you know, they advertise differently.
Yeah.
You know, they're advertising outright on other people's social media, websites, things like that. And we in the community kind of advertise word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
So we're trying to elevate that awareness.
Yeah.
And using our social media to using our social media and other means to get the word out. Like, hey, come over here. Mm-hmm. Hey, we doing something over here. I didn't even know there was that many. I call them poetry families.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was that many poetry families. I just thought Black Snow was it.
Oh,
and the Snow Industries. And then all of a sudden you come out, I mean, and there's Soul Poetry, Puff Puff Poetry, We Go Live,
right?
And Juan Poetry. And I'm like, yo, okay. I didn't realize it was so many people doing this thing around here. So just... I try to tap in with all of them as much as I can.
I've been trying to find all the places I can because, oh boy, it gets it gets a little sparse out here when you don't know really where to go and what's going to be lucrative or not.
I know.
You know, they got some places that just got one entrance and it's like, whoa, where are we right now?
Right.
You know, am I going to have to be worried about if I step out of here, is there going to be danger? You know, it's like, I just want to come spit some words, that's all.
I've been to some sketchy places, man. Trust
me.
Dressed like this, and I'm like, man, I'm overdressed. I'm overdressed for where I am, you know. But I mean, that's that fellow. That's the persona. And no matter where I go, if you're gonna see me, see me like this with my cabbie hat.
I spotted your reflection out before I even got up here. I was like, where is? Oh, there he is, right there. You can't miss him. Got a vest on, sleeves, nice watch.
Hey man, I got to.
Yeah, very sophisticated. Like, so this was always your attire. Yeah, everywhere it was. That fellow is this. This is that fellow.
Man, if you'd seen me at home, I'm in shorts and a t-shirt most of the time. When I go out, it's like tie, blue jeans, nice shoes, button down. It's like, man, I want people to take me serious, when I'm up there. No matter what I'm spitting. If I'm spitting something serious, or even if I'm spitting something that's got a little comedy in it, I don't do much comedy, not much, like yourself.
Yeah.
I love your stuff.
Oh, I appreciate you.
I love your stuff, man. I'm gonna sit in here going, man, I should write something that's kind of fun. No, I can't be up there with my button up all the way to my neck talking about bidets and everything.
Yeah,
but
it is different. It is different.
But it's awesome, man. Cause we first met at day 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was at day 6, and I found out about day 6 from who did I find that out? And I'm trying to remember who I found that out. Somebody told me.
The little coffee shop.
Yeah, the little coffee shop. So, man, we're doing something on Saturdays. So I hit it up. Like, I think when I met you, that was like my second time going. Because I had been like a weekend before or 2 weekends before.
That was my first time, first and ever, and have not been since.
Yeah, I don't think they're doing anything over there anymore.
It was a good time. It's the first time I ever saw Poet Pimp in my life. And if you ain't seen Poet Pimp is him. I would say that he is a character, but he is not a character. He is exactly who he say he is.
Yeah, man.
And
the first poem I ever heard him spit was "My Teeth," and I was like, "Cause I mean, come on, man. That's you kind of see that when he talk to you,
right?"
And I'm like, "This dude about to do a poem about his teeth, bro? Really?
Yeah,
that's what's about to happen."
They are spaced out and never none, if they are any. Because like, all right, he had a GoFundMe that was up for a second, and I did not see that GoFundMe no more. I was like, what? Okay.
He took it down.
It would have been nice though. Oof. I don't. It almost it's so severe. It dawns to you to ask the question like, what's really happening? But
he also says in the poem, if you're not gonna contribute,
right.
Don't ask him about his teeth. You can't say nothing.
Exactly.
So when he hit that line, I was like, I ain't never asking that dude. That's his teeth. That's his. I mean, I ain't worried about it. He'll figure it out one day. I don't know.
Yeah. I first heard him where it was a pussy poem inside of that coffee shop with kids and babies. Grandmothers, people of the church.
Let's just say I am very aware of who's in the audience when I spit.
Yes.
Because I did that poem. Shit.
Yeah.
Right. That's like I have a few poems that have a few profane words in them. But it's kind of nestled in there where it just kind of slides by. But shit is like nothing but cuss word after cuss word after cuss word. And I remember the first time I wanted to do it, I had to check. I was like, yo, is this mic censored? Right. And I was like, nah, cool, y'all about to catch it. Yeah. That's all I'm let y'all know. Y'all about to catch it. I'm about to unleash on this thing. I've been writing this down. It didn't take much brain power. It's just shit after shit after shit after shit. So, and then you got to find a way to make that shit make sense. So,
yeah. He didn't care to make anything make sense. He was just like, I'm gonna let y'all hear these words, disgusting or not.
Plain and simple.
And it's about to be interesting. Now it was very interesting for me. I had to tell friends and all that. I was like, he ain't no fucks.
Yeah, right.
He ain't no fucks.
Yeah, no, I don't. At times, man, and when I wrote that, I gave no fucks. So, all my poems are purposeful, man. Mm-hmm. I will tell you that. Even in my book, Performance Piece, and how I have it structured. So, by the way, I got a book out. It's called Performance Piece. Plug it up. It's on all book purchasing platforms. We're actually sitting out in front of a Barnes and Noble.
I was in front of the Barnes. We didn't even mention that.
My book is on online at Barnes and Nobles. I published it through bookbaby.com. It's there as well. Amazon,
Published.
Books a Million, Google it.
There you go.
It'll pop up, man. There's a whole bunch
Hell
of. I paid
yeah.
for it. It better be out there. I paid for it. It better be out there.
Hell yes.
But anyway,
dope.
what I was saying about like my poems being purposeful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether it's laced with profanity or as I call it, I'm dropping knowledge.
Right.
Or I'm talking about love or whatever. Man, it's always got to have a purpose. I can't just be up there rhyming words and just rambling.
That's exactly how I feel every time.
It's got to serve a purpose.
I'm like, I can't. I definitely never want that feeling to happen to where it's just like I feel like I'm up there just rhyming shit. I've done that at a comedy show where I thought I could just do all poetry, all comedy poetry, and they don't want that. They don't want that because after a while, it's like, oh, man, you just up here rhyming words. All right, you ain't slowing down or nothing.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, all right. So I've had to do a lot of restructuring to get this to where it is now.
Right.
And to be able to come and like show people and be like, hey man, y'all ever seen some shit like this before? And people be like, no, not really. And so it's like, oh, okay, thank you. Thank you. I work really hard on this.
No, look, when you first started, when you first started with your poem, because I think the very first poem that I heard you do was Doobie. And you was setting it up, and I was like, okay. And then you started, and I'm like, okay. And I'm like sitting up in my seat, and I'm smiling, and I'm tapping my wife like, I like this dude, man. This dude is. So it's like he's funny, and this stuff makes sense.
Yeah.
I ain't never smoked, but it made sense according to the information that I have.
Yeah. Very informative. Very informative.
Read.
Yeah.
So
the description is always the thing for me. I learned. Coming up, I learned from the best when it came to comedy. I'm like, the more descriptive, the better.
Right.
And so as long as I can be extra descriptive about something that I do enjoy, and then also put a little twang twist to it to where it's like, this nigga actually spitting some bars though. It's like, hold on. So, as long as I can get all that into factor of like, this is what this is going to be. This is my comedy poetry to where it's like, okay, yeah, it's going to be silly, but it's also going to be difficult as well. Right. Like that's how I really like to enjoy.
So that was your aha moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was your aha. I can tell you there was two separate scenarios where I knew I was on to something. One was the first time I heard Seven spit. It was 2011, and he came to the Fort Bend Church. I was a member of the Fort Bend Church in Sugar Land, where Byron C. Stevenson is the pastor. And he came in and he spit Old School Mama, Toy Store, and he also spit Jesus Piece. Well, at that time, I wasn't writing anything. Man, I'm full daddy mode. I was married at the time, stuff like that. But I knew how the poems that I'd written before, like I still had those in my memory bank.
Right.
And I heard him spit, and I'm like, yo, he kind of spit kind of how I write. So I'm like, somewhere in the ballpark. Well, unfortunately, a couple of years later, I went through what I call a transition in my life. Yeah. And that's when I really started trying to find the open mics. Like I said, going to Imprint Houston and other areas around Upper Kirby, because those are the only ones that was the only information that was pronounced at that time.
That sparked it off in you. Like, man, hold on, man. Let me go ahead and get my feet wet.
Right.
Go ahead and dabble a little bit.
So I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to do that. And then when I first met Black Snow was in the spring of 2019. And he was hosting over in, I told that story along with my feature. But he was at B's Wine Bar in Missouri City. And on Tuesdays, second Tuesday of each month, they was just doing once a month. And I went in there and I spit what I felt was one of my stronger pieces at the time. Yeah. and he invited me to come and go to Midtown Bar and Grill, where he was doing Saturdays. Every third Saturday he was doing something at Midtown Bar and Grill. Now it took me a minute to get there, but I made it, or what have you. But his response or his reaction to me and what I was doing and his personal invite really boosted my confidence. It was like, man, I need to get back out here a little bit more. So I kept showing up to B's Wine Bar, and then eventually, a few months later, I showed up at Midtown Bar and Grill. And maybe a month after showing up to Midtown Bar and Grill, he was like, hey, you want to feature? And I'm like, I ain't never featured before. I don't even know what that entails. When I'm going to get up there and I'm like, how is this supposed to work?
Right.
So he let me feature at Midtown. It wasn't as entertaining as what I did at Sugar's, but I featured. And then literally a few weeks after that, like, he put me on a fast track. They had a poet that wasn't able to make it to the Love Jones show, and just FYI, they do big shows. Like at that time before COVID, the Love Jones show was at Midtown, was at the Midtown Arts Theater. So we're talking an auditorium of 500 or more people.
Right.
And luckily, you know, the spotlight in my face, I could only see the first few rows.
That's how it used to be. That's right. That stage, boy.
But yeah, I got to be a part of that show, and it was live, so it made me hungry. You know, he was including me, and it made me hungry, motivated me to write more. Yeah. And refine my skills a little bit more, and work on my stage presence, and you know, and come up with a persona. Who are you when you're on this stage? Because who I am at home is not who I am
on that stage.
when I get on that stage. You know, I mean, I try to keep them separated.
Yeah.
You know, who I am at work is not the same as who I am at home or who I am on that stage. You get to see a different light. The guy that may not always speak up, you know, that's who you the guy that actually speaks up is the guy that you see on stage with that fellow. You know, the guy at work has got to follow procedures and policies and things like that. I got certain guidelines, and I'm like, all right, am I willing to toe this line right here? And then the guy that's at home, I'm saying whatever is on my mind. I'm pointing, I'm leading and directing, and I'm like, you know, so yeah. But I get out here and I get to just kind of cut free and explore I get to explore my other side, you know, and let that flourish. It's always a good feeling when you actually get in the zone and get in the flow mode whenever on that stage. Especially, how many times have you featured? How many times have I featured? Yeah, man, about 10. Oh, okay. See, so you understand the mode that you can actually get in when you just own, and it's just like boom, flowing out. And I haven't. It's been a minute since I've actually been on stage to where I've gotten time like that. But the last few places I have been where I've gotten time to where I've done like 30 minutes. Oh, it's just that mode that I get into where things are just like I don't really see nobody no more. It's just like me telling my stories, and I'm feeling good as I'm telling my stories. Right. I got people around the campfire and they just sitting with their legs crossed and they listening. Yeah, they're passing around the hot dog stick. Man, right, like, exactly. Yeah. So that's the good feeling I love whenever I get on stage and things are just hitting. And when I get my moments, and you know, now I haven't been able to like get long, extensive amounts of time out here to where it's been lucrative, to where it's like I didn't feel like I wasted my time. Right. Sometimes when I go to these places, it feels like I wasted a lot of my time. It's like fuck. Well, I'm gonna tell you like this: maybe not look at it as you wasted your time because it wasn't lucrative, right? But it sets you up for something later. Yeah. Because I've gone places, I've been asked to feature, you know, or to be one of the feature artists, because I'm counting that as a feature. So I get to do 2 or 3 poems or something like that. Right. Where I didn't get paid. Mm-hmm. But what I did have an opportunity to do was influence a crowd, gain a following, things of that nature, you know. And you know, I'm not big time like that. It's not like I'm traveling around this. I'm only traveling to Houston.
Yeah.
And the surrounding areas.
You still travel, because boy, you stay far.
Right. You know, it's not like I'm going to Alabama, Florida, New York, or Chicago like some of our other counterparts, or even Austin, that they get to go and be featured guests over there. You know, you got to start. I realize, you know, you got to start slow, and it'll build. Yeah. And the more people hear you, respect you, like you, they'll start plugging you in. You know, so and ask questions, dude. I had when folks started asking me to come and feature, and then I realized that you could make a little bit of money off of this. I started asking questions like, well, what's the going rate? Right. And then I heard the same thing from everybody that I asked. Like, it depends. It depends. So, you know, I was trying to find out, like, well, how much is 7 charge? Yeah. And then I'm going to go under that because I ain't on his level yet. You know, so it was just trying to figure out, you know, where my lane. Knowledge. You know, find out where your lane is. Yeah. And grow from there. Don't stay there. We Go Live started a thing at the beginning of the year. Nikki Nicole, who's a poet and host, she had a show at the beginning of the year called The Price Just Went Up. Where We Go Live that's been kind of like a war cry or motto for them. Like all of 2022 is like, the price is finna go up. You know, you're willing to pay $100 and something or $200 to go see some top notch, you know, celebrity performer at the Toyota Center, and you know me and you know I'm good, you gonna pay me what I'm worth. You gonna pay me what I'm worth, or you just ain't gonna come at all. I'm not gonna perform for you, or what have you. I'm gonna make you respect me. Yeah. So I've kind of, you know, I was surrounded by that, and then, you know, and I'm asking questions like, yo, I'm not trying to set the movement back. You know, y'all help me out with this business part. Yeah. You know, so that it's been very, very interesting. It's been very productive. You know, my time in here, just paying attention to how people move around, doing on the opposite end, the business side. The poetry side is easy. Right. The poetry side is easy. It's the business side that gets real tricky. Who you gonna deal with? Who you not gonna deal with? What you gonna stand for? What you're not gonna stand for? That's where I'm losing it at. Now I'm not employing the business side to this just poetry side. It's like, I'm past just the have fun poetry side. Like, it's always been business, but I haven't been able to bring the business mindset, I'm assuming. Right. Yeah, because there was some shows that I was getting paid for, but now it was like, you gotta sell these tickets, and it's like, well, what the fuck? How are we gonna sell $20 tickets on a Wednesday? Well, like, come on, man. Now, and I will tell you, any show that I've been a part of, I've had to sell tickets. Yeah, more than likely, you ain't gonna get around that. Well, I understand that. Yeah. I understand that, but advertising budgets ain't. Setting the rate is always nice. It's like, you the promoter, like I am just the talent. You hired me to do what I'm supposed to be doing. Right. Yeah. No, I get it. Trust me, man. I get it. I've had to back out on a few shows because it's like, I don't know if I'll be able to. Yeah. I don't know if I'll be able to sell all these tickets, man. My people are not moving. Especially, I just moved down here. I don't know nobody. Well, that, and especially coming out of the pandemic. You know, they still got some people that's afraid to go out. Yeah, there's a lot more people that's not afraid to go out. But coming out of the pandemic, and we was trying to do shows, and it was like, we got to push these tickets. And I'm going to my main people, and I'm like, yo, you want to come to this show? It's on a Saturday. We're gonna be doing this. Be a good day out. That. And they're like, nah, I'm good. And I'm like, okay. So it's like, how many tickets you sold? Two. He do better than me, my nigga. So I gotta hit up some more people, but I've only sold like 2 tickets. But that's just a part of the grind. Yeah, you know, that's just a part of the grind that I noticed, man. And some folks, I will tell you this, like when I was doing the Puff Puff Poetry anniversary show, by the way, Bro Malcolm and She So Cold, if you ever get an opportunity to go to a Puff Puff Poetry event, they do.
He been speaking to
They
me.
do top notch.
Yes, I've
They
been,
work
I've
hard.
been watching.
When I say
can't
hard, like they are sweating in the moments leading up to the show. They wipe their face off, get on the show. I mean, get on the stage, and then they do their thing, man. But they work hard. They communicate well. They set you up for success as a featured guest. Everything goes off without a hitch. The pre-planning and the communication is awesome, man. But we was talking about selling tickets. Like, I thought we was gonna have to sell tickets for that show. I was prepared. I started lining people up. Like, yo, you wanna? But they took care of selling tickets.
See,
But that was for that event. And how big it was, that was just their setup. And I know that it may not always be like that.
right?
So, but that's a part of their business plan. And then you have other people where the artist has to, they have to push, you know, and it's almost, I get it, because it's almost like a guarantee that, you know, people are going to be there. First and foremost, you need butts in the seats.
Right.
You know, some folks to entertain, but I'll rock with whichever.
Give and take.
I'll rock with whichever business model you have. I'm just trying to get on the stage, be heard, and
basically
educate the people.
Yeah, I don't be wanting to do all the extra work. Like, I wish I had somebody else to just do all the extra for me. But you know, I know I gotta at least put my hands in there and get dirty myself first.
The bigger your following, the easier it is gonna be. The bigger your following, when people like those folks, and here's a funny piece. You'll start getting people that tell you, man, let me know when your next show is, I'm gonna come.
Yeah.
You know, those are the folks that you start kind of pressing a little bit. It's like, hey, I got this show coming up here.
Boom.
You know,
Yeah.
Now me being down, 288 South, some folks will be like, let me know the next time you performing out here. I'm never performing out here. There is no poetry community
out here.
To be honest with you, I may start
travel,
putting some things down on paper to possibly bring something down that way, but there's no poetry community there. I'm pretty sure there's some poets, but as far as a solid community to, we're doing something every other week or once a month or something like that, there's nothing like that. So I kind of press those people. It's like, you really want to come see me?
Boom. Hit this road like I do.
Yeah. Here you go.
Yeah.
But you build your following and folks start hitting you up. Hey, let me know when your next show. Let me know. Then that's when you start, you got a show coming up. That's when you start filling up their inboxes and sending them personal messages and things like that. And, hey, I got a show coming up in a couple months. Or I got a show coming up in a month. Let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know if you want a ticket. This is how much it costs, or what have you. Before I even put anything out on social media, I'm hitting up those people that say they want to go, because I give those people first dibs.
Yeah.
Now after that, even if they say yes, or especially if they say no, then I start putting stuff on social media in a reasonable amount of time. Hey, if you want to come to the show, this is how much it is. Put a nice, some potpourri around it, make it sound real good.
Sprinkle it with some smell good.
Yeah, exactly.
Draw them in.
So,
man, has this been your passion since you were young? Did you know you was gonna take this route when it came? No.
No, man.
What were your dreams as a child?
What was my dreams as a child? Man, sleep all day and eat cereal. What do you mean? Play video games. That was my dream as a child.
That's true. I still dream about that though.
Right. Yeah. Shoot, I had a bowl of cereal yesterday. What you talking about? At 5:00. Anyway, no, man. I got to where I grew up in Beaumont was outside the city limits. So it was the country. And I'm not just calling it country because we were outside the city limits. We're talking, there was a cow pasture right across the street from my house.
Yeah.
And they had a rodeo arena down the street. Street. Everybody knew everybody. And I remember growing up playing in that rodeo arena, going to rodeos on Sundays. I got a big old scar on my knee where I cut myself playing around that area and stuff like that. But at about the age of 9, I had to make a decision. I was either going to be a cowboy or I was going to play baseball. Baseball is my passion. Yeah. And that's what I did for a long time. And I made the decision to play baseball because wasn't trying to get stomped on by a bull.
Oh, don't want none of that.
Wasn't much of a roper. And I wasn't trying to jump off a horse onto the horns of a steer, and wrestle it to the ground. So it was like, yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna just go this other route.
Safer route here.
Now, what really got me into poetry was my best friend and I, or one of my best friends. What was there to do when we were kids? We listened to the radio. I only had 3 channels, as far as the TV was concerned. So we listened to music, CDs. We listened to the radio. We play video games, watch movies, stuff like that. That consisted of a normal day. For me when I was a kid, a preteen, a teenager. Anyway, let's rap. And I'm like, cool, let's rap. Let's write some lyrics. Nope, I ain't no gangster. No, I don't drink gin and juice. I don't fight. I don't even know what I'm gonna rap about, man. So, we used to spoof songs and stuff like that. And then it kind of morphed. Like, it started liking girls, and it's kind of like I didn't have a mouthpiece, so
well, let me write these feelings down.
I can write these feelings down. I can put it on paper. I'm gonna tell you exactly how I feel about it. And so that's what I started doing.
I couldn't do it either.
And unfortunately, my mama threw all those poems away because she didn't know, because I was off in college and she just decided she was going to clean out my closet. I love you, mama, but you shouldn't throw my stuff away. Anyway.
Cleaning out my closet.
But no, man, it didn't really become my passion until later. I had to morph. I had to grow. I had to explore or experience other things to even get to this point in my life. So I found this to be an outlet for me, where sports was an outlet for me when I was younger, and I didn't have sports anymore. And for a time I coached baseball, and then I decided to stop doing that. And it's like, okay, well, what else you gonna do? Because you're not just gonna sit around in this house all day and get older.
Sound
and it's
like somebody daddy telling them something.
I had to talk to myself, man. And I was like, you know what? It may not be for everybody, but I do have a talent.
Right.
So how am I going to capitalize, or how can I capitalize off of my talent? So, hence going to open mics, and I'm watching other people, man. And to be honest with you, people have been trying to get me, my friends and coworkers. I'm an educator during the day.
Okay.
So, and then I turn into that fellow at night, apparently. Yeah. So, but I'm an educator during the day.
Words at night.
And then they were like, "Man, you need to write a book." And I'm like, "Oh man, this is good. You need to write a book." And I'm like, "Eh." And then, to be honest with you, Nef 007, when her husband passed away, like, she finished her book that was inspired by her husband. And I'm thinking, if she can go through, like, she has that talent, and it took her having to go through a tragedy in her life to finish. It's like, I didn't want anything like that to happen to push me forward. I was learning from the people around me, and she really inspired me by finishing her book. And I was like, I'm sitting on I'm sitting on probably 3 books worth of poetry, and I'm like, nah. And this woman was in the middle of writing her book. Her husband passed away, and she was like, I'm gonna finish this book, as opposed to just curling up in a ball and and wasting away. She stayed motivated, and that motivated me. So I mean, that was kind of hands down 90% of the reason why I even wrote my book is because how I saw her function.
Oh, that's nice. That's hella dope.
Yeah,
man. And so I've always thought about writing things down. Like now, it makes me feel as if like, nigga, you definitely could do that, nigga. I've been telling myself too. Like write this book down of all of the love poems that I wrote women that I ain't never been together with ever. Then I'm not gonna be with them ever again.
Right, so, exactly.
All these like, and so I had a titling for it and everything. Love poems of a broken heart.
Oh,
and
that's dope.
I was gonna put all of them in there and make it like a little book because it's a lot.
What happened? What happened?
It did nothing. I just didn't do it.
Do it.
I know.
When we done with this thing and you press power on that, you go home and you do that. Don't do nothing else. Oh, you got a costume party. My bad.
Yeah. But I still got to. I feel like
after the costume party.
Yeah.
Do that, man.
Yeah, because it's just like, man, that should be. But I always think about it, it's like, is that you? Like, are you a person to do something that of that fucking caliber? I'm like, because I'm always silly and shit.
Right.
This is like a very sympathetic, heartfelt side of me, and it's like, ooh, do you wanna? But it shouldn't really matter. These are feelings of feeling, and niceness is niceness with a pen when you got it. So I was just like, why not? But it just feels so weird to have a book of poems. In my head, I'm like, who's gonna? I always beat myself up, and I've been telling
who's gonna. At the very least, if nobody buy your book, well, I'm gonna buy it. So if I'm the only person that buys your book, just know that your words are gonna live forever in the Library of Congress. As long as there is a Library of Congress in these United States of America, your words gonna live forever.
Whoa, that's something to think about.
As I started composing my book, because everything was already written, I just had to format it.
Right.
I wrote a poem about my dad. It's called My Hero. At the very least, if nobody else buys Performance Piece or any other book that I'm going to publish in the future, My Hero and the love for my dad expressed through words is gonna live forever. My kids, my grandkids, my great grandkids, my great great grandkids, all the way through the line, they can say, hey, we had a family member, or your great 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 grandfather published a book back in 2022. Word. Let's go check it out. And they can read that, man. It means more than just what I could profit off of it. Is I wanted to be known for something, right? I wanted to be known for something productive, not infamous, something productive. And now, having written a book.
Now I need to put more effort into this book now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want just the words of women that don't love me no more just to live. Well, so I mean, it's good, but I could put actual loved ones in there that will have the love for me forever after that. But these are like, it's like, oh, but after you read them, it's kind of sad. It's like, oh, he's not with any of these people, and he expressed so much love for them.
Right.
But I would want more. I would need more. I would to do a service to myself and my family. I should put more effort. Since you said that, nigga, that was deep.
I'm just saying it. If you just look at it like that, I'm serious. Trust me. And I self-published my book, which means that the formatting and everything was on me.
Yeah.
All I did was pay them people to buy my book and ship it off. That's all I paid them for. So, it's a matter of, man, like I said, it's a matter of pride. It's a matter of your words living on forever. And you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised how people may respond to that. Like, they know you as the funny dude.
Yeah.
But when you flip the script, like you have I can't remember the name of it, but you performed it at the Kings of Houston. You had a pretty serious poem that made me kind of go,
ain't easy being a black man.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there and I'm going, yo. He got layers.
Yes, sir.
Like a parfait. Yeah.
There it is.
I was like, this dude got layers like a parfait. I was like, all right, he's not just one dimensional. Mm-hmm. And that's what people need to see, because that'll draw in where you might have some folks, you might have the majority of your audience that need to laugh.
Right.
And then you say something for the other 15 to 20% that really need to hear something that's going to touch them, powerful. You know, you just trying to reach the people.
Right.
If you open your mouth and you ain't talking about anything and you just stringing words together, then what's the point? Why are you on stage? At least that's how I function. If I'm gonna be on that stage, as I said earlier, I need to be saying something. If I'm gonna put something in writing, it has to be impactful. You know, I had people. I have another poem in my book. My book is only like 50 pages, man. It's a quick read, but the object is, or what I hope my effect is, you read it and then you come back to it. It's like there's a lesson to be learned somewhere up in there. But I had people that was telling me they laughed at a few poems, they cried at a few poems, they sat and they thought about race relations, from a few of my poems. And it's just, I want it to be thought provoking. And if you was to ever hear any of my, what I call social political pieces, I kind of take one side over the other, but I'm kind of staying in the middle, and I'm provoking questions more than answers in some cases. Like, let's sit down and have a conversation about some stuff, or how we are conducting ourselves. Is it really going to get us to where we need to be? Those types of conversations. So, and then, for whatever reason, I thought, kind of going back to shit, I thought shit was gonna be serious and people was gonna be like, we don't fuck with that dude. And then people started laughing when I got up there and I was cussing. I was like, oh, okay, I guess it's gonna be my funny poem. I guess it's just funny to hear somebody do shit all the time.
It is. Sometimes when it breaks the mold, it's like, this is good. It's not gonna be sad. We can go ahead and laugh at the fact that shit has been said multiple times. But
the funny thing is, as you start introducing more poems, like, you might want to, like, one of the next shows that you go to, spit one of those poems that would be in that book and see what kind of reaction you would get. Because it's like, normally I'm up here spitting something funny, but let's talk about something serious. Funny guys do get their heart broken sometimes. And here, you want to hear it? Here you go.
You want to hear it? Here it go.
And then you start spitting like I did Decent Proposal, where I talk about how this young lady caught my attention, and I literally did get a group of my friends together to come support me, and I spit the poem and basically asked her out through the poem and stuff like that. And she told me at the end, I got a boyfriend. That was, and when the first time I did that poem, originally when I wrote that poem, it didn't have the ending that I added to it. Because the ending that I didn't have, it said, to which she replied, I'm seeing somebody. That was never in the original poem. I added that later. And when I added that piece, that made people fall on the floor. because it was like, oh, like I remember all the women were like, oh, and then I was like, to which she replied, I'm seeing somebody. Oh, bitch. And they was ready to hang. I was like, yo, she cool, we cool, y'all be cool. It ain't that serious. Y'all don't need to do all of that. So, like I said, it's just a part of refining how you present stuff, because there's still a way for you to be serious or talk about having your heart broken and still tap into who you are,
right,
as the Maniacal Menace,
right.
You know, say it all at once like a pit name sit back. So, and you know, and still bring some of that comedy or comedic element, you know, to that poem, man. I encourage you to, man, reach for the stars, man. You never know how far you go.
Definitely, yeah. I've been trying to reach, but you know, I need step ladders for some of these points that I can't reach just yet.
That's all right.
So I look for those
step ladders.
I look for those people that could be a step ladder for me. Like, oh God, let me help you. I'm like, oh, thank you. I appreciate this. This is what I needed. You know,
right.
Y'all see me out here on my tippy toes, man. I'll be trying.
Man said, I am not handicapped. I'm just small.
Yeah, man. This is good. Yeah. Oh, but man, all right. Since we coming around to him, it's getting a little hectic out in this thing.
Yeah, right.
But it's nice. I'm glad that we've had our own little bubble. That we got.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
and these headphones really helped out with that. Because
I'm glad you have a pair of headphones. You should have told me to bring some. People walking around, I'm over here talking to you. You got headphones on, and people looking at me like, man, what you got that microphone on?
Yeah, I do need an extra pair of headphones for other people. I got 4 ports. But before I usually get out of here, I like to play this game with the new people that come. It's a game of options and choices.
Oh,
yeah. You got 4 options, you got 4 choices.
Man, C. All the way down, man, C. I got a good chance of passing.
So the game is you got you be one, raise one, sell one, and then have relations with the other one. Okay?
Be one.
Be one of them. Raise one of them.
Raise one of them.
Right. Sell one of them. And
I hope it's not people, bro.
Depends on what you choose.
Okay. And then the fourth one is relations.
Yeah.
If it's Selma Hayek, I'm choosing D. My wife already knows I have enough. Deborah, I love you.
Perfectly. So your choices are mermaid, mogwai, Mexican, and a manatee. Okay.
So I'm a relation with the Mexican. Okay. For those of y'all that don't know, my wife is Mexican, so and I love her very, very dearly. She does walk around with a knife in her purse.
All
so
bases.
So I love my wife dearly. I got my ring on right now. Okay, so it's it's a mermaid, a magwai.
Oh yeah.
Okay, what's a magwai?
A magwai is the Gizmo from Gremlins. Remember Gremlins?
Oh,
yeah. Before he gets all wet and shit.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm good. I should have known that. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So mermaid, magwai. I already got the Mexican. We already know what we're doing with her. And what was it?
And a manatee.
And a manatee.
Yeah.
So what was A choice again? Because I sped to D.
So you be one, raise one of them.
Oh, be one and raise one. Man, yo, I want to be a magwai, bro.
You want to be
Ooh, I'm going to jump in the pool and mess up everybody. That's what's going to happen. If I don't jump in the pool, I'm staying up late and I'm eating chicken wings, baby. It's over. I promise you.
I'm glad you know the entire concept of what happens to a mogwai.
Right. So
he's like, oh, I remember that. Yeah. Definitely.
I want to be one, son. So,
raise one and sell one.
Raise one and sell one. Ooh, I'm gonna sell a mermaid. Okay. Do you know how much a mermaid can go for on eBay?
Yeah.
Are you serious? Amazon. I got a live mermaid. I'm take a picture, put it on Craigslist. Man, hold up, bruh. And I'm gonna see if she know where the unicorn's at too. So apparently I'm raising a manatee.
You raise a manatee.
Yeah, he gonna be in the tank with the mermaid, baby. We gonna make this thing happen. I promise you. Ooh, Lord Jesus.
Oh, that is perfect. That works
this
well.
This dude said, raise one, be one, sell one.
Relations with
another one. I'm so glad that you gave me the option for the relations. I'm so happy because I'm not sure where we was gonna go with that. You know,
that's perfect. That's
perfect. It is perfect.
In front of the Barnes and
I'm
Nobles,
gonna mess up the whole world
across from the Shogun Japanese Grill and Sushi Bar.
Yeah. So man,
it has been.
We got to do this again, man. This was fun.
Yeah, man. It makes you see, in the conversation's just organic. You just sit down. It's like, oh,
and the next time I might actually cuss a whole bunch.
Conversation.
With, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was trying to keep it.
I was like, oh, this is children. All
yeah,
right.
I was trying to. Stay PG, rated G. Speaking of which, my book is profanity free.
Oh,
shit
nice.
is not in my book, and I don't know if I will ever publish shit. I think that's just gonna stay in my collection. And the reason why my book, Performance Piece, PERFORMANCE Performance Piece, the reason why it doesn't have any profanity in the book is I'm trying to market it to schools.
Oh, nice.
I'm trying to market it to schools, and I don't want there to be any issues over language. Even though I know that historical or classical books or books that are considered masterpieces may have may have profane language in there. I'm not trying to do that. Anyway,
man, I don't know where they can follow you at. Also, don't forget that either.
Oh, and real quick, I wrote under the pseudonym of DB Guillory. So,
that's a fun name to say.
DB Guillory.
Wow.
Yeah, man. It's a tribute to my dad.
Oh.
At birth, his name was Darvin. His nickname is Butch. And had he taken the last name of his father's side of the family, we would have been Guillories. So DB Guillory is my pseudonym, paying homage to my dad. You can catch me on all social media platforms at That Fellow Poet. I'm on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok. Help me get my followers up.
All platforms.
Yeah, all the platforms. Twitter. I'm on Twitter. I don't tweet very often. I put stuff out there.
On it. TikTok, I don't do nothing on it.
I just share out videos, man. I don't make videos. We might need to up our game a little bit.
It's upping, but I just don't look at it. I'm like, here, I give it all to the wife. She knows how to do it. She's of that era, so it's just like, here, take this, do as you will, please.
I was trying to get my daughter to be my social media manager, but you know, she was asking for money. I was like, I give you room and board. What are you talking about?
Well, there's a roof over your head.
Exactly. You want to eat tonight?
Look at the Wi-Fi that you get on to get to your TikTok. Like, you can't help that with his. Come on.
Right, we're going to shut you down. So, anyway, man, I like this dude. Man, y'all need to tap in with the Maniacal Menace, man.
Come on.
Follow this dude on all his social media. I don't know if it's Maniacal Menace everywhere.
It kind of, sort of. That shit, Google it. It'll pop up somehow, man.
Yeah.
But, man, let them know, man. This has been the Maniacal Menace kind of spin. Say the whole thing like a pimp named Slick Back. This has been Tell Me a Joke. The guy out there chasing the dream. And for all these dreamers out there, keep dreaming. Keep chasing that journey. Keep going, man, because it don't stop. It don't stop. And, man, keep laughing. All right.